Alright, so we're going to get a little bit more work done on the car trailer today. It's time to get this deck cut off of here. I got the rest of the frames cut off. I ended up having to sawzall this frame off. I can't get these pins out, so I'm probably going to have to torch those out. I was able to get the front pins out of the front frame for that old box that was mounted on here. So now that that's gone, we can get the deck removed. And it looks like the deck was only got 3 rows of screws, so that's kind of nice. I hit the ramps with a sledgehammer last week, and they moved, so hopefully they'll come out. Pretty rusty, but still there. So it's almost like the paint failed, and then there's one layer of rust anywhere the paint came off, which on the ramps I'd say is every square inch. So I think we're going to go into time lapse, and I want to showcase the M18 Milwaukee circular saw. I'm going to use that to get these deck boards up. I may have to drill the screws out, or at least drill the heads off, but for now we'll get what part of the deck up that we can and leave the screws behind. Well, I've got about halfway on the wood removal. I'd say the rust is still about what I expected it to be. I still don't see anything that's going to make it structurally deficient. You look at this stuff in here, it looks way worse than it really is. I am contemplating about just taking this down to a blaster and having them blast the whole thing. Just price dependent. All right, get the other half off of it and more evaluation. So I think for today, I gotta get these old deck screws cut off before I impale myself on them. They only did 3 rows, which is good and bad. Well, it's not really bad, I suppose, but I think they could have done like every other cross member instead of just 3, but that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna get those cut off. Then I think I'm gonna do like a 1-foot section with this flap disc and see how effective that is on getting the rust off of the frame. So I think I'll set up a time lapse maybe for today, play around with that a little bit. Check out that shackle. I'm guessing that shackle's probably been off of there first year the trailer was new. Thankfully the shackle bolt didn't ever get into the tire, and it never fell apart on anybody, surprisingly, but now it's all rusted together, so I may end up just cutting the springs off of this thing and buying new springs and shackles and equalizers. They're not that expensive. That'll be for another day though. Important safety reminder, kids. That's why we got to be careful with sparks and cutting and welding when you're outside. Likely wouldn't have amounted to anything, but that is on fire. Alright, I think we're going to do flap disc demo time and see how well it cleans up this section of frame rail here. I'm going to grind this all off, and then if it cleans up the way that I want it to, I'll probably just throw some Rust-Oleum on this spot right here just to protect it for now, and then once I get the whole entire frame cleaned up, I'll grind that back off, and then we're probably going to do a spray on rust neutralizer. But let's see if this flap disc has enough gumption to grind this crap off of here. So after seeing what I've seen now, I don't think that this trailer is too far gone at all. It's all solid. Just gonna be a hell of a lot of grinding. So I think I'm gonna get my air nozzle like I was saying a minute ago. I'm gonna blow all this dust off here, drench this in Rust-Oleum for temporaries, and we'll see how it holds up to the elements until I can get the whole thing ground. If I was independently wealthy, I'd probably take it down and have it blasted, but that would, I'm pretty sure in these days that would be cost prohibitive. I would think upwards of $500 plus to have somebody blast this. I hope you can smell the paint drying through your smelly vision. So if you've made it to the end of this terrible video, I have a question to ponder. And I am seriously considering going ahead and dovetailing this trailer. From the research that I've done, it seems that it's kind of unusual to have an 18-foot car hauler that's not dovetailed. It would really be pretty easy. It's 2 feet, obviously. Do a cut here, or do a cut here. Pie cut. Don't cut the top. Do it to both sides. Let this sag down. Usually you go the height of the frame rail, so these are 5 inches. This needs to get cut off. It was not originally there. I would take the ramp holders, cut all that off, and then the ramp holders would probably be mounted right here going left to right with them hanging right here. For the kind of cars that I move, I think dovetailing, it's a wise decision. So, let me know if you think that's a terribly stupid idea or a cool idea. The 2-foot back I'm going to do in steel diamond plate. That'll make it so I only need 16-foot deck boards. Much cheaper. I would put more reinforcements in this section. Another one going this way, and then probably some going this way for the diamond plate to sit on, which would sit flush. So yeah, that'll probably be the latest update for a while. I may not film again until this whole trailer is ground and sprayed with rust neutralizer. Then we'll go over how we're going to paint it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Alright, just for some fun bonus footage, we're going to see if we can get these rusty shackle nuts off of the suspension with a bottle torch and our trusty Milwaukee. Well, there you go. 1 out of 12. I can do simple math.